population has increased very much. We have all these transport vehicles, different ones, all moving, fighting for space. And that doesn't help with the economic development of the city at all, because everybody is clamoring going to the center. The buses are, the trotro, all these things are there. And if you calculate in terms of how many hours that it costs to do business, in terms of diesel, petrol, and all those things, you find that it's costing the economy so much that it's something that we may have to look at. And then the employment that it creates also in relation to having a rapid transportation. The 28-kilometer one from Ejusu down to a Buakwa section, for example, if we could have that rapid transport and the movement of goods, passengers and everything, and then the ease with which we can do business together is something that we may have to look at seriously. I don't know what is the country director can tell. I don't know what has delayed this, but the project office, we should own it. It should be here. The project shouldn't be running from Accra when you have a project in Kumasi. The project unit should be here, and the project coordinator must also be resident here. So that at least the stakeholders, the district assemblies, that will be able to coordinate with them to know how it goes. So these are issues that I want us to look at properly to bring it to fruition. Because if we don't do that, I've always said that it takes time for the World Bank to take a decision. Bureaucracy, going to the desk of this one, approving and all that. But this one, we know the reason why we need that. Therefore, why can't we implement it? 2025 is about 10 years we've been talking about this. If we had done it earlier, it would have helped with the economy, it would have helped with employment. We have the available human resources. All these young ones are all university graduates and others here. We have the K University producing all these students and all those things. So in terms of development, if we have the infrastructure, everything will be fine. I cannot depend on the politicians for my development. I don't want to depend on them. So let's have a social contract and then we do it. So President, so this is something that I want us to look closely and then do it. I don't know the team, but I want to meet the team after they've left so I know who are working on this rapid transport thing. So that we can take it up further. And then if I have to go to the Accra office for them to take me to Washington to defend, then we look at it and do it properly. President, I hope when you go back, you allocate some money for that, so we know, so the country director can do it for us. I thank you for this visit, but we continue further with other discussions for us to do.
Adofo asanseman ewura yenyina yade Otumfuo otokoko so na osei tutu aba ponten nsɛm bi apetudwa afa Ghana ho na afei nso asanteman mpuntum ho. Abusuan yewura nsɛm bi a wɔde betu dwa ne sɛ ɔno ɛyɛ otokoko anase nana Otumfuo osei tutu we sɛbi tafrakyɛ nani ɛnda sɛbi amanyɔni bia so sɛ ɔmbɛboa no ɛma ne kuro ntumpo nanso sɛnea aban bia ɛyɛ wɔsinie sɛ wobɛboa ama mpuntunwuma akɔso ɛwɔ ɔman Ghana na afei nso asanteman nso ka ho no deɛ ɔbɛsrɛ mo sɛ ɛyɛ anam ɔmadan ɔmani akyerɛ ɛyɛ asanteman mu ɛkaka na abusuasansɛm wei ɛbɛto dwa ɛwɔ social media no so no amafo dodoɔ na abɛtwerɛ ɔmadwen afa nsɛm yi ho a dabɛnda ɛna ɛde yɛwura si so asisi mu pre mpuntunwuma nti na yɛwura di kan ɛte ho dada sɛ ɔno sɛbi ohia politician bia sɛ ɔbɛboa no ama ne kuro ɛtumpo nanso ɛyɛ wasɛm yi no nko adeɛ ɛwɔ sɛ ɔbo homɔden na woboa ɛmasa nneɛma wei nyina ɛkɔso ɛno ɛna ɔkyerɛ mahwɛ ɔhwɛ asanteman mu ha sɛ ya yakwan dodoɔ na ɛdeda ha no ɛnyɛ denti ɛna ɛwɔ sɛ ɛba ne sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ ne nyinaa yɛhyɛ ne yɛyɛ na ɛboaboa no wano na ne nyinaa ɛkɔso na abusuansɛm yi a wɔde to dua na amanfoɔ dodoɔ na ɛɛtwe ne srɛ ne abasa ɛwɔ social media no nso na wohwɛ na wuti a wabra kofa noche ese ye ne yewura ene bo no homoden efa sa adwuma yidie eto ne ho so eboaboaye eka se obi amfa kakra embra na chese ye mbo menfensi konfo no che kama se de be ya kra be hwe se hospital no ejija ese ɛno nso nkɔda nkyɛn a yɛwura yi wɔ ade a kyerɛ sɛ ɔtae yɛ ɛboa ɛma yɛyɛ mpontunwuma bebree kyerɛ sɛ wɔtae boa ɛma ɔmo yɛ boreholes ɛne saa mpontunwuma ne bebree enti sɛ ɔde saa asɛm wei ɛbɛto dwa no abusua no kyerɛ sɛ ɛnyɛ asɛm bi a ɛwɔ sɛ yɛsɔ mu ɛtwe ne twintwan nsɛm wei ɛna yɛwura ɛde abɛto dwa yɛn nsɛm no yɛnkɔtie nsɛm no bi ɛma
mpanyinfoɔ a yɛn wɔn apia ha awia yi mu adekyia so ɛna ɛba tufo kyerɛ wɔn yɛ ha awia yi a ɛyɛ adwuma sonko ebi a ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ Asante man a ne titiri ɛyɛ Kumasi na nkyɛn bi a ɛna yɛnya ateteɛ sɛ dwumadie na yafa to yɛn ho so wɔ ha no emu mpanyinfoɔ efiri wɔreba ɛsɛ ɔmpɛ sɛ ɔmo bɛhwɛ dwumadie a yɛdi no wɔ ha na ɛsɛ sansa so fa ade a ɔde kyerɛ nti na ɛsɛ ɔmo ba na ɔmo yɛhu dwumadie na ɛkɔ so no nti ɔmo de nkraman na ansa na ɔmo bɛduru kurom a nso no ontimi mma asentuma mu ɛmma kurowura ehu deɛ ɛdan ɛkɔ so ɔmo yɛ ɔmo adwene so ɔmo ntimi ɛntwa kurowura ɛnya nti ɛno nti ɔmo ma ɛnya nteteɛ sɛ yɛmma kurowura ɛnte sɛ ɔmo ba na ɔmo ba nso a ɔmo bɛba ne nan ase na dwumadie ɔmo die no ɔmo nso ama na hu deɛ ɛkɔ so nti mede krataa ɛba mpanyinfoɔ hɔ na yɛwura nso ɛgye ne fɛw so sɛ dwumadie bi ɛkɔ so a ɔntumi nya ɔmo kwa fi sɛ deɛ ɔpɛ biribi akɔ tɔtɔkɔ no yɛsɛ yɛnyɛ n'aborɔ nti yɛwura nso ɛyɛ yɛadwene sɛ yɛmfa mpanyinfoɔ yi mmra sɛbe kwan a yɛwura asi afa so ne ahoboaboa a ɔde agye yɛn sɛ regional coordinating council yɛmfa mpanyinfoɔ yi mmra no asɔ ani nti yɛbubu nna no ɛnnɛ ɛna ɛso sɛ ɛsɛ sɛ yɛde mpanyinfoɔ duru yɛwura no nti anɔpa no yɛkɔɔ airport na ahoboa a yɛwura de taa akyi ma yɛkɔ hyia mpanyinfoɔ yi ɛfɛ kwa nti yɛhyia wɔn so no na ɛsɛ sɛ baabi a dwumadie no bɛkɔ no yɛde wɔn fa ɛkwan no so na wɔn hunu nea ɛkɔ so amanehunu a nipa binom ehunu no kwan so na yɛakɔdi saa adwuma no nyinaa awie na ɛsɛ yɛba na yɛwura nso amaneɛ ɛwɔ hɔ no yɛde bɔ no na nea nti a ɔpanyin no nso ɛba a kurom ha no ɔde ne nyinaa abɔ yɛwura nti yɛba no nso no yɛde dɔm ɛna san baeɛ ɛyɛ regional coordinating council the regional development planning officer ɔka yɛn ho regional engineer me coordinating directors a ɛyɛ the participating assembly no nso ɔmo nso ɛwɔ ha Mr. Dra ne ne team KMA kwada so ɛdwo so atwoma nwabieja ɛna ɔfori krom ɔmo nyinaa nso ɛwɔ ha bi Mr. Wilson ɔno nso wɔ KMA a ɔno nso di dwuma ɛwɔ yakwantimpɔn ɛso so in the nutshell His Excellency, we are here this morning per the information given to us that you decided to be here to have a look at the project that you embarked on, and we were told that you can't be here without seeing our king, the overlord. So we sent a letter to him, and he also accepted to receive you for the courtesy call. And today is the day that we are to see him for the courtesy call. Already I've introduced my team, and as I did mention to you, we need to also introduce the team. And the one to do that for us is the director of the World Bank team. Nana Chami.
Highness Otumfuo, Excellencies, it's a great honor to be here today. Thank you so much for receiving us from the World Bank in Accra and in Washington, D.C. I would like to introduce our team to you, if you will allow. Our leader is Usman Diagana. He's the Regional Vice President for West and Central Africa in the World Bank Group, located in Washington, D.C. My colleague, Dhruva Sahai, is the Program Leader for our Infrastructure Program based in Accra. My colleague, Michelle Keen, is the Operations Manager, also based in Accra. My colleague, Madhu Raghunath, is the Practice Manager for the Urban Practice, and she also covers many countries in West Africa. And my colleague, Kua Timpabi, is also our Transport Sector Specialist and leader of the project here. So thank you very much,
Otumfuo Chami, Emraso, said Opanina Udi, Romianim, Ebaya, Ibiti also, and Maso. Your Excellency.
So we are very privileged and honored to be in Kumasi, and we're grateful to have the opportunity to meet with you in person. We are in Ghana to witness and to be part of the celebration of the democracy in Ghana. The World Bank Group President, Ajay Banga, has received an invitation from Ghanaian authorities to participate in the inauguration of the new president, His Excellency John Mahama. We seize this opportunity to thank him and also thanks his predecessor, Nana Otumfuo, with whom we have worked very, very, very closely as part of the long tradition of partnership between Ghana and the World Bank. It was also an occasion from us to ask what are the priorities of this new government and how the World Bank can help in order to continue to be a partner, a trusted partners of Ghana, and to be part of a Ghanaian journey for building prosperous economy, fighting poverty, and creating hope and success for the population of Ghana. We cannot be in Accra without asking to be here in Kumasi for two reasons. The first being that you have a long tradition and long-standing partnership with the World Bank since the era of the then President Jim Wolfenson. You also visited our headquarters a couple of years ago, and we have been inspired, and we continue to be inspired with the discussion and the information and the guidance that you have provided to the World Bank leadership. And second, because Kumasi has huge potential economically, and historically is a city that is extremely important for the development, not only for Ghana, but also for the Western and Central African countries. And that's why, over the years, the World Bank Group has been involved in Kumasi development through several operations. And as we speak, we do have intervention in the education programs, what we call Galo programs, our agricultural and investment program, in particular, Ghana Commercial Agricultural Program, that is followed by the Food System Resilience Operation, are also operating in Accra. The Water and Sanitation Program, for which you have played a very important role, has achieved a lot in Ghana. So definitely wanted to seize this opportunity to thank you for your leadership and the guidance that will continue to provide you that. Specifically, and as we speak, we are developing a very important program on the urban mobility for actually accelerating or being part of how the city can be a lure for job creation, for creating opportunity for everybody. So this very important program has is making a lot of progress in terms of its design. Our hope is to present it to our board by June 2025. It will be the second operation or the first operation of this kind in West and Central Africa. The first one being in Senegal and the second one in Cameroon. With Kumasi and Abidjan, we intended to invest in this type of operation because what we are observing across the world is the rapid urbanization as a result of demography, which is being accelerated, and also the result of the climate change that are putting a lot of pressure on services in cities, but also we know that cities are the center for creating jobs, the center where the fight against poverty can be accelerated. And Kumasi has a lot of potential, and this potential can be to make a good use of this potential. Definitely, a program like this one should be developed, and this is our belief, and that's why we have decided to invest. We know that this type of operation are complex in nature, and therefore, your guidance, your involvement, and leadership will be highly appreciated in order to make sure that eventually the project will be a success. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much for this visit today.
Sure.
Yes, and I thank the regional coordinating director for leading his delegation and you to be here.
Sure.
I know that my relationship with the World Bank dates as far back. Interestingly, I've met 3 presidents from there.
Sure.
Jim Wolfenson, and then Wolfowitz, and then the last one in 2019 was the one I came to see.
Sure.
When Trump was the president.
Yes.
He had I think it was a conflict about climate change that got him out of the video.
Sure.
So he was the 3rd one that I've had the relationship with. And so it's been an interesting relationship between me and the World Bank in that effect. And I believe that your visit will still continue for us to share ideas and find innovative ways of resolving our problems economically, development, social interventions, and everything.
Sure.
I am aware that when I came last time in 2019, I discussed the generation problems, energy generation problems, where we were talking about we're paying in excess of 500, 600 million at that time for energy that we had not used.
Sure.
And I engaged the president then to find a solution to that in terms of how could we avoid that, because it was eating into our budget.
Sure.
And now I'm told it's about 1.5 million that we are paying for that. And therefore, at that time I asked your president to give me a grant to cover that. Whilst we did it, we got a technical assistance, a tripartite company, the IFC generation company in Ghana, for us to see how best we can get a technical support to be able to plan to export the excess energy to Burkina Faso, Mali, and others, and Togo and others, the excess one that we have installed, because I think we have 5,000 something installed, and then we are using only 3,000 something. So that's one issue that I'll get back to you again on that, because I need for us to discuss those things again. You've done that with the school feeding, and which I appreciate. I remember when I talked to them about, they had withdrawn the 180 million at that time, and I said I should take it before I go back to Ghana, so I got it before I came. And then budgetary support also was withdrawn at that time. You had allocated 500 million for budgetary support, but you said because of the economic situation, the energy situation, you withdraw. That was withdrawn. So these are all issues that I want us to revisit, and but that I will talk to you later on quietly for us to look at it. There are other issues that I'll discuss with you privately for us to know the way forward. That is in the generality of Ghana. I want us to look at it again to see the way we can move on and all that. And, coming to the local one, Kumasi is a vibrant city, population-wise, everything-wise, the commercial hub of Ghana. And so looking at the project that you're suggesting, rapid transport section, I have interest in that, yes. I know JICA started with a feasibility some time ago, and then it's developed to the World Bank here where we can then put it in fruition. It's been on the drawing board for some time, 2015 and all that. The bureaucracy is something that I don't like at all, you see. 2015, and therefore we have to push it now. The population has increased very much. We have all these transport vehicles, different ones, all moving, fighting for space. And that doesn't help with the economic development of the city at all, because everybody is clamoring going to the center. The buses are, the trotro, all these things are there. And if you calculate in terms of how many hours that it costs to do business, in terms of diesel, petrol, and all those things, you find that it's costing the economy so much that it's something that we may have to look at. And then the employment that it creates also. In relation to having a rapid transportation. The 28-kilometer one from Ejuso down to a Buakwa section, for example, if we could have that rapid transport and the movement of goods, passengers and everything, and then the ease with which we can do business together, it's something that we may have to look at seriously. I don't know what is the country director can tell. I don't know what has delayed this, but the project office, we should own it. It should be here. The project shouldn't be running from Accra when you have a project in Kumasi. The project unit should be here, and the project coordinator must also be resident here. So that at least the stakeholders, the district assemblies, that would be able to coordinate with them to know how it goes. So these are issues that I want us to look at properly to bring it to fruition. Because if we don't do that, I've always said that it takes time for the World Bank to take a decision. Bureaucracy, going to the desk of this one, approving and all that. But this one, we know the reason why we need that. Therefore, why can't we implement it? 2025 is about 10 years we've been talking about this. If we had done it earlier, it would have helped with the economy, it would have helped with employment. We have the available human resources. All these young ones are all university graduates and others here. We have the KNUST producing all these students and all those things. So, in terms of development, if we have the infrastructure, everything will be fine. I cannot depend on the politicians for my development. I don't want to depend on them. So let's have a social contract, and then we do it. Mr. President, so this is something that I want us to look closely and then do it. I don't know the team, but I want to meet the team after they've left, so I know who are working on this rapid transport, so that we can take it up further. And then, if we have to if I have to go to the Accra office for them to take me to Washington to defend, then we look at it and do it properly. The President, I hope when you go back, you allocate some money for that, so we know, so the country director can do it for us. Anyway, I thank you for this visit, but we'll continue further with other discussions for us to.
Majesty, thank you so very much. Ghana is a priority for the World Bank. In terms of financial support to the region that I'm leading, Ghana comes number 3 in terms of net commitment as we speak. The number 1 being Nigeria for obvious reasons, the size of the population, etc. Cote d'Ivoire is a number 2, but Ghana is very, very close. I know. It's almost the same amount. And our program here in Ghana covers almost every development area, spanning from education to agriculture, but with energy at the center of whatever we are doing, because no transformation in the development area could happen without energy. And Ghana has a unique potential on energy that will be critical for finding development solution to Ghana development issue, but also allowing Ghana to be part of the development solution of the neighboring countries. Whenever I travel in a country like Burkina Faso, Togo, and we start to discuss about energy, then we maybe spend more time on how Ghana can help unlock the challenge that they face. So, and this is also one of the reasons why the new World Bank president has decided to focus on energy as engine for development. He will organize on January 27 and 28 two big events in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. The first will bring together all the ministers of energy, and the second day will bring the head of state of African countries across the continent, from the north to the south to the eastern, western, and southern. And I had the privilege to discuss this the day before yesterday with His Excellency John Mahama, and I hope that you'll be able to go there himself. We have to recognize that recently the implementation of our program, of energy program in Ghana, didn't go smoothly for several reasons that we have also discussed during my mission. To come back to Kumasi specifically and the program, I fully agree with you. To be close to where the issues are, the team who's in charge of preparing, supervising the project should be also there. Yes. So, and this is also part of the new dynamic that we are trying to put in place in the World Bank, and that we are calling Better Bank, a bank that aims at accelerating a program that exists already, but also that will be using its convening power to try to mobilize even more resources for the country. And also to make sure that what we do is based on the country need and country specific, and that also our team are very, very, very close to the country. And we have done this at the level of Ghana, where we have the country director, and not only the country director base, but most of our managers who are working on the different areas in West Africa are based in Ghana. This is the case, for instance, of Magu, who are our practice manager for the urban sector. So the sector who's in charge of this bus rapid transit project. So, and she is, of course, supported by several teams. The same case is of the deputy director, Michel, who is based in Accra, the energy program coordinator, Druma, who are based. Those are few. There are so many people now who are based in Accra and who are, because we want to use Accra as a hub for many West Central African countries, taking advantage also of connectivity that is much easier in Ghana than compared to some other countries in the West Central Africa. For this operation that we are talking about, we are discussing on what are the bottlenecks that have to be fixed in order to complete the preparation of the project, but also what are the other mechanisms that we have to put in place so that when the project is approved, its implementation cannot be delayed. A program like this one, our goal is to be involved on long-term basis. In Senegal, where we have done the first BRT in West Africa, we are already working on the second BRT. So this is also our intention for Ghana, in particular for Kumasi, and we took note of the feedback that you have given us. We will work on it, and I'm sure that we'll be able to find some practical and pragmatic solution to it.
Thank you, Excellency. Thank you. And by this, I'm looking at Greater Kumasi. Greater Kumasi. I joined Brown there to Ejuso Brown there to meet at the Buakwe and all those. So the regional coordinator council, Madam, we will discuss that. But I need to see the team that's working on it. So we'll take it up.
Joe.
For your suggestions and comments and guidance. I really appreciate it. It's very useful for us. We also, as Usman said, we're also not happy with the bureaucracy. And our president, Ajay Banga, is reforming the bureaucracy to make it more agile, more efficient, more effective. So we're with you on that. We have resumed budget support operations. So the new series started in January of last year. $300 million dispersed, and yesterday we had meetings with the designated appointed ministers to talk about how to expedite the next budget support operation. So we're very much also in agreement with you on the need to bring back budget support to support a credible reform program that will reestablish Ghana's credibility with international markets, investors, and the public community. And we're very precisely because we knew you would be interested in the details of the project, that we brought our whole team that we can sit down with you, if you allow, after, to go into what are the issues now, what are the challenges, what are the key next steps. We'd love to have your help as well with that. So
thank you very much.
We cannot bring this courtesy call, the meeting with our king, to an end without showing our appreciation. But our package is not in the form of the appreciation. As Otumfuo mentioned, the customs, the tradition. So that's why we are going by that. But we need to also, show appreciation by expressing our thanks to him. That's on behalf of the team. And the team from the bureaus participates in the assemblies and the RCC for the time that he decided to spend with us. When we sent the letter for this meeting to be arranged, we thought that it was too short, but he didn't hesitate, but he decided to host the team for this courtesy call. We are most grateful to my king and the chiefs as well who joined our king for this important meeting.
Abusua na kyerɛ sɛ w'awani ti a wohu nsɛm a kyerɛ sɛ yɛwura de to dwa mpuntudwuma wɔ ɔman mu a ɛboa. Sɛ wo kwan yɛ, me nso me kwan yɛ a ɛbɛboa ma yɛ daadaa abrabɔ no biribiara akokɔ so waano ama no ayɛ fɛfɛɛfɛ. Sɛ akwan yɛ, hospitals yɛ, schools yɛ a Ghana ɛretu mpɔn. Na ɛtu mpɔn no nso na hwan na yɛde ahyɛ ne nsa? Yɛde ahyɛ yɛwura Mahama nsa. Yɛgye di ma yɛwura hyɛ ne mu sɛ obetumi ayɛ nti ne yɛto aba ɛyii ne nti nka wei kora yɛwura de biribi sɛ abɛto abɔnten anka ɛni kwan sɛ yɛtwe ne sida ne abasa anaasɛ bi ɛkeka nsɛm hunu bi a sɛ yɛwura ɛrepere mpuntudwuma ma asanteman mu koraa daabi da. Obiara koro wɔ hene ɔkasa na kyerɛ sɛ ɔkasa ama ɔman Ghana yɛn nyinaa. Sɛ ɔnte ase na sɛ ɔpɛ sɛ kurom hene nso bɛkasa a akɔnya no ɛda hɔ sɛ ɔno nso bɛba abɔnten de n'adwenkyerɛ abɛto abɔnten nti na mɛhyɛ sɛ ɔbɛlike ahyɛ asubscribe de w'adwenkyerɛ no aka me ho wɔ comment section hɔ. Edin no ɛyɛ Maame ya Afuye Maka.